Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you are going to be putting the thread on your spool pin is to look for this little slit. It's going to be on either end of the spool, and this just kind of holds your thread when it's not being used. But when it's on the machine, the thread can get caught. So when you put this spool on the spool pin, you want to make sure that the slit side goes on first. So if I'm, as you're looking at it, the slit on this spool of thread should be on the right side, so it went on first. And then make sure you get your spool pin holder on, otherwise your spool might fly off when you're sewing. This is just, again, the top view of the white machine, but the gray machines are pretty much exactly the same, so you can just follow these guidelines for the gray machine too. Okay, so once the thread is on the spool pin, you're going to take your thread by both hands and you're going to bring the thread underneath this white thread guide, and then you're going to kind of bring it to the back, kind of into that little opening, and then you're going to wrap the thread with your left hand, wrap it around that top part of the white on the gray machine. Then, since we're threading our bobbin first, you're going to take the end of that thread and you're going to bring it on the right side of this bobbin thread guide. So bring it on the right side of the disc and you're going to wrap it around until it kind of crosses over with that same thread. So then you need to put it through your bobbin. So take the bobbin, and there's holes on each side of the bobbin. You just need to bring the thread up through one of them. So hold your bobbin, hold your thread, and put the thread up through one of the holes. Then you can place this on the spool pin. You just kind of set it on there, and it should stay. And then you can see you hang on to the thread. You should hang on to it. It should be straight up when you're hanging on to it. And then the next part to this is you want to push the bobbin to the right. It's kind of down and to the right, but push it towards that little metal flag. That's actually the bobbin stopper, and it's going to stop the bobbin from becoming too full. Before you start winding the bobbin, you do want to push in the button on the hand wheel. This is a safety feature. It's going to stop the needle from moving up and down when you press your foot pedal. Okay, so once you have the bobbin thread, then you can cut it away from the spool thread, and now it's time to thread the machine. Okay, we're going to start just like we did when we were threading the bobbin. So you're going to thread this thread guide again, except instead of going around that disc on the top, you're actually going to go under this thread guide. So if you just how you see the thread, it's going on the right side, and then you just kind of bring it up and around, and the thread should come right over top of that little slit there. And then this kind of picture shows it all. You're going to, once it's through the slit, you're going to take the thread and go down, go around, up, and then you want to bring your thread to the right side of the take-up lever, just like it's shown there. And then to get it through the take-up lever, when it's on the right side, you're going to bring it over the take-up lever and just kind of let your thread fall back a little bit, loosen it up, let it fall back, and then you're going to pull it up again, and your thread should come through right there. You can see there's a slit and a hole. The thread should come right through there. If you don't get it the first time, just keep trying and it should work. And then once you get it through there, you're going to bring the thread right back down, except this time it would be on the left side of the take-up lever. So now it's already down and you need to go through this curly sue. It's a little fuzzy, but how you get around this is you can take your thread and start on the left side of the curly sue and just wrap it around twice. And then it's going to go straight through that curly sue. You then need to go through another thread guide. This is the little silver hook. If you just take your thread and kind of push it with your finger, there's a little opening on the back side of that hook on the right. So take your finger and kind of push it back there, and then it'll come through this hook. And then the next thing for getting the needle thread through the machine is to take your thread and put it through the needle. You want to go front to back, just how you see here. You don't want your thread to wrap around the needle or make a knot or anything. You just want it to go right through the eye of the needle, front to back. Okay, now you just have to place the bobbin and then we'll be ready to sew. So start with your bobbin like this. So it's going to look like a P. So you have the roundness of the bobbin and then you have the thread coming down to the left, and so it kind of looks like a P. Okay, so these next few pictures are from the Vikings machine, not the Singer machine, but if you look, you can see they're very, very similar when it comes to the bobbin case. So you place your bobbin into the bobbin case, still in that P shape, so you have the round bobbin with the thread coming down on the left, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring it through the slits to the left, just like how the arrow is showing there. And now you're going to take that thread and you're going to pull it through the slits there, pull it to the left. And now you're going to grab your needle thread. In this case it's like a purple thread, or it's just a deep color. And you're going to take that thread and hang on to it with your left hand. Then what you're going to do is when you're still hanging on to it with your left hand, you're going to turn your hand wheel with your right hand. You're going to turn it towards you. Always turn it towards you. Your needle is going to start going down. So keep turning the hand wheel, keep turning it. You'll see that your needle thread ends up actually catching the bobbin thread, and it's going to bring it through by the throw plate. And once the needle makes that full rotation, so it goes all the way down and all the way back up, pull your needle thread a little bit, and you're going to see this loop appear. So you're going to see the loop from your bobbin thread come right up on top. Then what you're going to do is you need to grab that bobbin thread and you're going to pull out the loop. So you're basically pulling out the end of it. So what it's going to look like is you're going to have the needle thread coming out and the bobbin thread coming out. And so it should look just like this. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull the threads back, kind of behind the presser foot, and you are ready to sew.